Hello, algebra students. I believe all of us will be retaking this quiz on solving equations with variables on both sides. So I just wanted to go over the problems from Friday's test. So let's begin. 2b equals 80 minus 8b. Well, I'm going to get rid of one of the b's, so just add 8b to both sides. Those go away, and you end up with 10b equals 80. And then from there, just divide by 10. 10, yeah, and you end up with b equals 8. So for the first one, number 4, is that. For the next one, number 8, where we have 51 equals 9 minus 3x. 3x is by itself, so we can, negative 3x, so we can leave it alone. So we just want to get rid of the 9 by subtracting 9. I want to get rid of something, subtract it. Notice we subtract on both sides of the equation. Goes away. The negative 3x is here. Equal signs there, and that is going to be 42, right? And then divide both of those by negative 3, and we end up with, what is that? Divide by negative 3, I think it's negative 14, equals x, or the other way around. All right, for the next one, number 12, we have negative 7a equals negative 12a minus 65. You find the smaller coefficient of a, which is negative 12. So you're just going to add that to both sides. When you add that, it cancels out. So we go, we have to also add it over here. Negative 7, positive 12 becomes 5a is over here. Equal sign, bring the negative 65 over here. And I believe 5 goes in there 13 times. But again, since we're dividing by a positive, a negative divided by a positive is a negative, so that'll be negative 13 there. All right, number 16 is 89 plus x equals 2 minus 2x. Again, the smaller coefficient is negative 2, so the opposite of minus 2x is going to be plus 2x. So we add 2x over here on this side, so we're also going to add 2x on this side. Those cancel out. We end up with 3x equals 2 plus 89. X is over here, so we want to get rid of this thing. How do you get rid of this 89? Well, you subtract 89. If you subtract 89 on this side, you're going to subtract 89 on this side. 3x comes down. Okay, notice over here, 2 minus 89. The answer is going to be a negative, so 89 minus 2 is 87. So this is just going to be negative 87. And divide both sides by 3, and the answer will be negative 29. I'm assuming here, can't check it, and I'm trying to make this video pretty quick. All right, number 20, 4 times y minus 6 equals 7y. Step 1, distribute, so you get 4y minus 24 equals 7y. On the next part, well, we had to subtract 4y minus 4y, cancels out. Notice so the negative 24 equals, subtract that, you get 3y, divide by 3, and notice negative by a positive is a negative, so it's be negative 8 equals y. I should write the other way around, but since it's pretty good. Next one, 24, 2/3 x minus 7 equals x. All right, so to make this a little easier, maybe put a little 1 there, because that's how many x's there are. And again, this is smaller, so we're going to subtract 2/3 x over here. We're going to subtract 2/3 x from here. If you take away 2/3 from a whole, which is like 3/3, 3/3 minus 2/3 is just going to be 1/3 x. And here, what's left is the negative 7. So again, you have something, x times something. So instead of dividing by a fraction, which is what you would want to do here, you just multiply by its reciprocal. So reciprocal of 1 over 3 would just be 3 over 1, or just 3. So we're just going to really just multiply both sides by 3, or 3 over 1. 1/3 and 3 cancel out. You got the x left, and over here, 3 times negative 7 is just negative 21. Done with that. All right, 28. 6 minus 4y over 2 equals y. So first we want to get rid of this 2 down here, so the opposite of dividing by 2. See, we're dividing by 2 is just multiplying by 2. So we'll multiply both sides by 2. Cancel out. You end up with 6 4y equals 2 times y. Y times 2 is just 2y. Next, cancel out the variable term, which would be here. So that would be how to get rid of minus 4y is just plus 4y plus 4y. There you go. Well, dividing, cancel out. 6 comes down here. Boop. That is just 6y. How do you get rid of that? 6y. Or how do you get rid of the 6 from 6y? You just divide by 6. Divide by 6. 6 divided by 6 is just 1. 1 equals y. All right, next one. So this is now going to be 32, which will just be 1/4 of 20. Now here, if I was taking the test, I wouldn't just copy the problem down. I'd actually probably distribute it in my head there. So 1/4 of 20 would be 5. 1/4 of 4 would just be 1. So we get 6 minus a. Now notice the coefficients are the same. So either it's going to be nothing, no solutions, or all real numbers. But notice, in order for it to be all real numbers, everything has to be the same. And 5 and 6 are not the same. So in other words, if we added a to both sides, that would cancel out, and you end up with 5 equals 6. That's crazy. So the real answer is going to be no solution for the null set. So let's see if it happens again. I think this one comes out 2. So we got 2 times g minus 2 minus 4 equals 2 times g minus 3. Distribute 2g minus 4, distribute 2g minus 6. Okay, minus 4 is 8, so that's 2g minus 8 equals 2g minus 6. Again, you got the same coefficient here, so those are going to cancel out here, and what you're going to end up with is it going to be the same or different? Well, it's going to be different. You got negative 8 equals negative 6. Again, that doesn't work. All the variables canceled out, so that means no solution. All right, so what about for number 40 here? So 40 would be 4 times 3y minus 1 plus 13 equals 5y plus 2. Step 1, distribute 12y minus 4 plus 13 equals 5y plus 2. Minus 4 plus 13, simplify there, you get 12y plus 9 equals 5y plus 2. The smaller coefficient is 5, so we're going to take away that from both sides. That cancels out. 12y minus 5y is 7y plus 9 equals 2. That's a y. So again, I want to get y by itself, so we're going to subtract 9 from both sides here. 2 minus 9 is negative 7. 7y. At this point, you can do it in your head. If not, you can just divide. Get y by itself here, and that cancels out. Negative divided by positive be a negative, and that's just going to be negative 1. Awesome. So next, 44. Last of these problems. So this will be 4 times a plus 2 equals 14 minus 2 times 3 minus 2a. I'm all the way off the paper. I apologize for that. Distribute 4a plus 8 equals 14. Now we're going to distribute like a negative 2 here. Negative 2 times 3 is going to be a negative 6. And like a negative 2 times is like a negative 2, be almost like a positive 4a. So to simplify, we got 8. So this is 8 plus 4a equals, look at this, 4a plus 8. Notice we got the positive 8 and the positive 4a. This is an identity. They have the same on both sides. So you can say identity, or else you can say all real numbers. In the next video, I will do the word problems. So thank you very much.